There's always something to learn here at the zoo. On this edition of The Wild Side, we'll talk about our award-winning program, School at the Zoo, where kids come for a full week of multidisciplinary learning.
The soul of what we do is education, conservation education. The function of zoos, I believe, has never been more important to the history of our planet than it is right now. And School at the Zoo is the flagship of that program.
The parents know how valuable it is. The teachers know how valuable it is. The children think, oh, this is going to be really cool, and they get there, you know, and it becomes a little life-changing.
We think that maybe we're giving them new experiences that they've never had before.
I always like to say that we want to touch the heart to teach the mind. If we can make a difference in the way that they perceive the world, then we've done what we need to do.
Well, every day is different. The excitement about just being there, first of all, because a lot of our children have never been to a zoo, ever. By the time they get down to the classroom in the MetaZoo and see the animals and the artifacts, their eyes get really big and they just cannot believe it.
It is the classroom. It's just the living classroom. And it's a classroom where children don't have to sit still, and children can come with different strengths, and those strengths, you just watch children blossom in that situation.
A living classroom seems to me like getting to see different animals up close and actually getting that hands-on experience with them. Yeah, it's boring flipping through a book when you can see an animal that's so big and stuff like that just so close to you.
One of the things I love best is the fact that it is so well designed. It's open in so many areas so that the children can experience a lot of different animals and types of animals and the environments, habitats. They can go from a rainforest to the tundra, to the desert, to all of those different things and have those experiences that are just leaping out at them. They have textbooks that show those things, but there's nothing like seeing it.
It's actually fun to me because we don't just have to sit in a boring classroom all day. We can actually learn and have fun. It makes me feel actually excited.
And the docents, the volunteers, have one-on-one relationships with the students, the educators, one-on-one relationships with the students, and even the zookeepers have one-on-one relationships with many of the students, and so they want to come back over and over again. It's just a great experience for students.
I cannot tell you how many times the children have referred to something they learned at the zoo that we're learning right now in their science core content. It's wonderfully aligned and it's very well planned out. The educators at the zoo, and Marcel especially, have put their lifeblood into making that a quality program, and it shows.
The wonderful thing about the program is that we have, through a very comprehensive evaluation process, proved that these students go back, they retain the information. Not only do they have the right facts, but effectively it has made a difference in how they look at science. They enjoy science.
Not only is it a living classroom, the program itself is living, and it develops deeper understandings for students because we listen to what teachers have to say, we listen to what students have to say, and we also listen to the experiences that people are having. So we make it better every year. And we also read research, and there's an evaluator who coordinates the research and then the actual numbers, the data from the evaluations that he does. And so we make it better every year.
Next generation science standards are going to be a benchmark for all of us. We're needing to look a little deeper as we study science in particular. But we also have what's called Common Core, where we're talking about reading and understanding and writing. Everything we do at the zoo is standards-based, everything. The curriculum is outstanding. It is aligned to Kentucky's core content for assessment. It's aligned to the national standards as well as the state standards. And as our children use the book that they have designed, you know, I call it a field guide at the zoo, and they make their observations in there, that becomes a teaching and learning tool. They will utilize those throughout the year.
Currently, we're on Kentucky has core content standards, and the zoo is based on those core content standards for grades up to 4, and then for middle school up to 7, because right now that's our testing years in the state of Kentucky. But the nation is now moving to next generation science standards, and we're working at the zoo to coordinate with those standards to make that an experience for students too. So by next year, we will be aligned with the next generation science standards, just like Jefferson County will be aligned to those standards next year.
I'm confident the quality will always be there and grow, because our educators and our staff are just such huge advocates for making sure that we connect with all of and every student. I'd love to see it grow. I'd love to see the zoo reach out more and more to every student in Jefferson County and the region and beyond. I'd love to see School at the Zoo grow and create those connections, and there's the curriculum that the students are learning here, of course, helps them excel in the classroom, but it also helps them make that connection. And environmental issues, planetary issues are a bigger part of our lives every single day. And for them to have the learning experience here at the zoo and to grow that so that more students can have that opportunity, that's the vision that we'd love to fulfill. Well, we are thrilled that we were just recognized by our peers through the Association of Zoos and Aquariums to receive the Significant Achievement Award for Excellence for School at the Zoo. And to receive recognition from our peers, to be in the same school as the Bronx Zoo and the San Diego Zoo and the Brookfield Zoo is a thrill to us. What makes this place the place it is, what helps us achieve excellence, is the passion of our staff. We've got an awesome team here. They do great work, and School at the Zoo is one of our most proud and shining moments.
It becomes a standard, I think, for other zoos and other programs. So it's an amazing award. It's valuable. It just tells the people that have put this all together, you knew what you were doing. You are truly experts.
It makes me feel great because we're doing exactly what the researchers are saying we need to do to educate our children, and our children are worth that.
It's that sense of wonderment that I see that comes out of programs like School at the Zoo, and it really makes my day.
And you know, they will never forget what happened to them at the zoo, the things that they got to see and do. It's like the best present ever, you know, and they won't forget it. They'll remember it as long as they live.
There's a wonderful African ecologist named Baba Diom, and he many years ago wrote, "In the end, we will conserve what we love. We will love what we understand, and we will understand what we are taught."